this is Tracy, Craft Junkie 2. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to be showing you a project that I am doing to help my pink stamper Robin do projects for her 12 days of Christmas that she has going on over at her blog. And so this is a project that I'm going to do that I am going to be highlighting one of her stamp sets, Christmas Wishes, and this is a must-have for any stamper, any person that is doing cards or projects or anything. And I'm going to show you that stamps are not just for cards and not just for tags and all of that stuff. It is for something that you can totally make a home decor project out of. Okay, if you look at all of this stuff I have here, you're like, oh my goodness, what are you going to be doing? What I have here, we're not going to be using paper dolls. We're actually going to be using just the box, okay? We all have them, all of us who are Cricut owners. We have these boxes, and they're so nice and so sturdy, and we're like, okay, I have so many cartridges that I have had to find another place to store them outside of my box. And so I have all of these boxes and I'm like, what can I do with them? So I am going to be making a gift box that actually kind of looks like Santa. And so I'm going to be covering it with some vinyl. This is a maroon vinyl that I'm going to use because I like the country look. I like the cutesy, country, primitive, that kind of look with my projects, especially my Santas. And so I'm going to be using some yarn for his beard, and I'm going to be using a sock for his hat, and I'm going to be using some homespun and different things like that. And okay, so let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, I'm showing you here in my Gypsy. First, I want to apologize that it is blurry. I guess my camera's just a little close. But what I did is I pulled some basic shapes, a rectangle and an oval, over from George in Basic Shapes, and I just pulled it over onto my mat. And I manipulated the width and the height, the little length between there. I just took that little yellow piece off so that I could make it exactly 4 by 7 inches, which is the size of a Cricut Cartridge box. And so I just manipulated that. And then for my little oval, I also pulled from George in Basic Shapes. And the oval is 3.61 by 6 inches. And like I said, I don't have that little yellow thing highlighted so that I can manipulate the width and the height myself. And so you can see here it's on row 2, the second button. All right. And it's 3.61 by 6 inches, which is my oval. That's going to be my Santa face. Okay, and then this right here, I actually am going to weld on top of the oval. I'm going to be putting it right there on there on my oval. It's the third row, third button. So I pull that from George in Basic Shapes also. And then I just kind of position where I thought the face would go. And then I'm going to weld that together. And you can see here that it is welded. It's in red. If it's red, that means that it's welded and ready to go. And then also to cut out, I'll cut that out in the cream color. And then this one right here is also the same shape, and I just copied it over and made it just a little bit bigger so that I could cut that out in the flesh. And that is 2.61 by 2.47. 2.61 by 2.47 is exactly what that flesh colored one is supposed to be, so that I can cut everything out and I can make my little face together, and then I'm just going to make a beard for Santa.
Okay, so I have my box all covered up with my vinyl. So now I'm going to be working on my Santa and my little Santa face, and I just showed you on my Gypsy how I created these just using some basic shapes from the George cartridge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want to put Santa, And then his face is going to go behind here, just like that. Okay, none of my projects would be complete without my little shading and doodling. So I have my brown ink here. I am just going to ink this up. Okay, so the stamps that we're going to be using is the are the My Pink Stamper Christmas Wishes, and you can go to the website mypinkstamper.com and click on the stamps, order stamps little button there, and you can figure out where you can get these from. But the one that I like on here is Jingle All the Way, and what I did is it came, you know, like this, Jingle All the Way, where the jingle and then the way was underneath it. But what I did is I just cut it in half so that I could get it into one little sentence, and that is okay. You can do that. So got some little ink here, and then I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Kind of figure out where I wanted it to go. Okay, I have my little beard all finished there. So I'm just going to get my Cuddle Bug. And this is just a little embossing machine. You buy these little folders by Cuddle Bug, or other companies also have little embossing folders. And I mainly want to get his beard. I want to give it some curliness. So it's okay if I don't get the whole thing. Actually, I think I'm going to do it like this. This is Swirls. This is actually a Tim Holtz little folder, but like I said, it actually will go into your Cuddle Bug machine. Now what I'm doing here is I'm putting the A plate and then my sandwiching my little folder in between the two B plates. And then I'm just going to turn it. No electricity, no nothing, just some elbow juice. And then you get a nice embossing on your little card, or on whatever you're doing. Okay, we're going to put Santa's beard together, and you can see by cutting this out just a little bit bigger, you can go. We will go ahead and adhere that to the back of Santa, or his face. I'm also going to be using some blush. I'm going to be drawing Santa's face myself, and then I'm going to be using a coral or pink colored button for his nose, and then this right here is just what I'm going to be using for Santa's beard, and this is just yarn that I got at the craft store. So we're going to go ahead and start putting all of this together. I do it. Before you start placing your eyes and your nose and all of that, I'm going to go ahead and make his beard, and just taking the end of the yarn, I am going to just wrap it around my finger, or my fingers. Depending on how big your Santa's going to be will depend on how big you want to space your fingers. And so depending on that, like if I was making a really small Santa, I would probably do a small beard like this. But for this size, I'm just going to take my 4 fingers and just wrap it around, I don't know how many times I'm doing it, just until I feel that it is poofy enough. I think that's good. Okay, and then I'm going to take it off of my fingers, and it kind of, you know, looks like that, like a circle. And then I bring it together in the center. And then I take just a piece of the yarn, or string, whatever I'm using, and I tie it in the center. And by using the same color of yarn that I'm using with my beard, it all blends in together. So I just tie it into a knot. just like that. And then I can cut off the excess. And then also here in my loops, I will just position my scissors where all my little loops are, and I will just cut them so that it gives me the little fringe look. So it gives me the little poofiness of Santa's beard. And then I just go back through, and you can kind of feel if you have any extras. And then if my beard is just a little long, that I can kind of tell, I will just trim this off just like that. Okay. Now these are the long, like over the calf, or like tube socks or something like that. And so what I did is I just kind of distressed it a little bit, and I just took the Tim Holtz Distressed Ink, the vintage photo. That's what this one is, and I just ran it all over it. And it's still just a little wet, and you can let it dry, you know, overnight, or get out your blow dryer or your heat gun or something like that. But I'm impatient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Santa's hat on here. Oh, before I do that, let me show you. Because what the little box is going to be is they're going to take Santa's hat off. I'm going to show you how you can make it so that the hat will come off. And then their little gift will be in here. And that's so cute. And then you can use the box for years to come, or use it over and over or something like that. And so, like I said, you can decorate it however, whatever, with more things, more items, you know, put all kind of stamps and different things over it. But this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So then now I'm going to put little Santa's hat on here. And see where I said you're going to cover it up a little bit there. So that's why it's good to kind of let this dry, because I'm getting ink all over my mat, but that's okay, because I want to show you how to do this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring this around here, just like this. Okay, oops, I was out of the camera. Sorry about that. Okay, and then what I do is I just take my scissors, not those. Okay, I hope that you enjoy my little Santa gift box using a recycled Cricut cartridge box that is empty. And I'm happy to have this project be part of the 12 Days of Christmas with my pink stamper. So I hope that you have gotten some ideas to use with the Christmas Wishes stamp set. And if you're interested in that, if you don't have it already in your collection, go over to mypinkstamper.com, click on the button where you can check out all of the stamps and find a retailer to order them. Alright, thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas 2011.